It's not that Abby McDaniels tries to stand out. She'd just as soon blend in completely. But as she strolls the halls of Timberline High, her walker can't help but draw attention. Then again, so does her smile. Walking is difficult for this 14-year-old, so is speaking at times, so are a lot of things. But she continues along, as if unaware that life isn't fair, that fate can be a cruel, cruel companion.
She has a neurological muscular issue where her brain tells her calf muscles to tighten up all the time.
There are other things, too, that could make life difficult if Abby weren't Abby. But John and Andrea McDaniels have had a front row seat as their daughter has made life exhilarating and uplifting instead. She first swam at her grandmother's pool in Florida.
I think that it's free for her. She's able to move and do whatever she can do in the water that she's not normally able to do on land.
She wanted to swim competitively, and who could say no? Coach Marie Ratcliffe had just one rule. She would have to improve. She would have to get better.
You gotta be swimming for something. You're not just gonna be here. It's helping her to reach goals that I didn't think she would ever reach.
She joined the team. Abby asked no quarter, and none was given.
I just see from her, she doesn't need to be babied. She doesn't want to be babied. I don't baby the other girls, and so it's pretty catching myself to be like, I ain't gonna treat her any different. What are we gonna do with our feet? Kick, and they're gonna what? Splash, good. And what are we gonna do with our arms? Are they gonna be little?
Big.
Big arms.
And so on a Tuesday night, the Timberline High School swim team welcomed the kids from Bonnie Lake. We asked Abby if she was going to break her personal best time. She replied with this.
I always will.
I just love her spirit because she's always positive. She's always like, I'm always gonna drop time, I'm always gonna do this. And she just lights up the room wherever she goes.
As young swimmers cut through the water in their battles against time and exhaustion, Abby cheered. And then it was her time, her race. She made her way to the start.
Abby, get focused. Okay, think about what we're doing. Listen.
Abby's is a labored stroke, arms thrashing, legs kicking as best they can.
Kick those legs!
And there at the end, her teammates cheered her on, adding their will to hers. She touched the wall and then took off back the other way, head bobbing up, gasping for breath. Coach Marie was there, challenging her as always. Her pace was slower now, fatigue was setting in, and on she went. She touched the wall a second time.
Not yet, let's go, go!
Slowly, she made her way past the parents and grandparents, and they cheered. And by now, the other swimmers had finished the race. The rest of the pool was empty. It was just Abby, swimming alone in her own personal race against everything that has ever stood in her way. Her older brother, Jaden, howled at the moon. Her mother was recording, her dad was cheering, her teammates were screaming their hearts out as she made it to the end one more time and turned for home. And so there, in an empty pool in a high school swim meet in Lacey, grinding and fighting and pushing, a little girl laid everything inside of her out for the world to see, and it was beautiful. She'd eclipsed her personal best time, as she knew she would. And such was this champion's level of exhaustion that she struggled mightily to get out of the pool. No one offered a hand, no quarter asked, none given. And because Abby is Abby, she found a way and then got back to the business of being a proud member of the Timberline High School swim team. Not trying to stand out, of course, but standing out nonetheless.